When it comes to new social media platforms popping up literally all the time, I think it's very important for small business owners and entrepreneurs to remember that just because a platform exists does not mean that you need to have a presence on it. And specifically, I'm talking about RedNote today. This is day 11 of my 75 Hard YouTube challenge. And I want to tackle a question that always comes up whenever new or newer social media platforms come up. And that is, should my business be on it? Should I be on this? Do I need to go secure my handle? Do I need to XYZ? And from a social media strategy and business perspective, no. The short answer is no, you do not need to go get your handle and do all those things. I think it's extremely important for you to build your community to a point where someone would know whether or not it was you. And as you scale, that can get harder to do. But when you're literally a small business, I don't think it's super important for you to go run to a new social media platform, accept all the terms and conditions, and create a profile or presence if you don't plan to actually build there. And when it comes to sites and networks like RedNote, I don't think that it's a smart idea to run over there, download the app, agree to terms and conditions you literally can't read because it's in Mandarin, in order for you to secure a username that you're not gonna post on. This is different than something like Blue Sky, because Blue Sky the terms and conditions are in English. So if you are an English speaking person, you should be able to read the terms and conditions. And then second, Blue Sky has been around a little bit longer, and we're seeing more people flock to platforms like Blue Sky because it resembles something similar to what they're used to for Twitter and Threads, but it doesn't have the same restrictions as those platforms. Now, I've been in this industry for 10 years. I've worked with hundreds of businesses and business owners, and I vividly remember when TikTok really started blowing up in 2020-ish. Business owners were like, hey, do I need to be on this? Should I be on this? Do I need to secure a profile? And back then, TikTok was sort of replacing Vine. The algorithm there was starting to be different, and it felt familiar for a lot of people who were around in earlier social media stages like the early Instagram or the early Twitter. That's why people flocked to it. Also, everything that you needed to read and sign in order to be a part of the app was in English. And I really believe that each social media platform, before it takes off, has its moment. They all have like this culminating moment, either in the world or on the app, or something happens. For Vine, it was a bunch of celebrities and people were starting to like get really creative with how funny things were. For TikTok, I really believe it was the pandemic. There are certain aspects of culture that happen where people flock to these things and really start taking off. I think the other main thing that really pushed people to TikTok before things really took off was the ability to make money. Once TikTok introduced the Creator Fund and their partner program, like everything took off because it was all about making money, not necessarily just telling stories and being entertaining and being funny and being social. And that's with a lot of these apps. But let's bring it back to the point that I'm trying to make, is that you don't need to go be on RedNote. Honestly, my personal beliefs is that RedNote is a flash in the pan, is that, it's a meme. People are going over there and they are posting content. People are participating in the platform, but because of the way that the social network is set up and the way that people feel about TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, I just don't believe that the government will actually allow people to continue to flock to different apps that are made by different countries, especially China. But that's just my own personal opinion. I could very much be wrong. We could make a different video in a year and RedNote is the thing and everyone's on RedNote and it's a thing. But as of right now, how I feel as a professional in this field, no, you don't need to be on RedNote. You don't need to be on every new social media as soon as it comes out. Most of the time, these networks are startups. They they release things and they're testing, and they don't have an established anything. And so I don't think it's worth your time or energy or effort to run over there when it's brand new. Give it a time, give it a minute, let it grow, see what it turns out to be. I do think that there is a critical mass point where if you don't hop on it, you might miss the boat. But then again, is that your strong suit? If you're not great with words, but you're great on video, I honestly believe YouTube might be the platform for you. But if you're great with words, Twitter, LinkedIn, or X, LinkedIn, whatever it's called, Threads, any of those platforms are better for you. If you're better with, I think it's important for you to play to your strengths. So that's just my 2 cents. That's how I feel. This has been day 11 of my 75 Hard YouTube challenge. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up. If you have questions or you want to argue with me, leave a comment down below. I'd love to know your opinion on these topics. And hit the subscribe button if that's something that you're into. And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Peace.